Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over all the things about Joshua Bassett's Golden Years tour and why it's not selling out. Because here's the thing, guys. There's a reason for it. It's not just because everybody hates Joshua Bassett. First of all, let's really quick go through. He got signed to Warner Records the same time Olivia got signed to Interscope in 2020. I think they were in like a couple weeks of each other because I remember whenever he got signed. I've been a fan since 2019, so I can kind of like attest to all this information, like in the sense that I remember. Anyways, Common Sense was released in April of 2020. Anyone Else was released in July. He released his first EP, and then he released Feel Something, where we really start this Joshua Bassett hate train. He was hospitalized in 2021 for having septic shock, and this was due to Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo, which was released in January of 2021, basically just bashing him in Driver's License. And so, like, all the people took to the streets and were like, screw this man. So after that, he kind of released some things in response, which his label kind of painted that he released them in response. Lie, Lie, Lie was released the week after Driver's License, so that would have been almost impossible. I think Josh released his announcement date before Olivia, because he started releasing music before Olivia did, which is probably a mind blow to some of y'all. Then we had the EP, which was right after Lie, 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 which was one of the main singles from it. It was supposed to have We Both Know with Sabrina Carpenter, but it ended up getting cut. And I think the speculation from me behind that is either he decided that he didn't want it on there because of the drama, or his label told him he couldn't have it on there. He really wanted that song, and he really hates Telling Myself, which is what was replaced with it. So something happened, and it did get released with the track list originally, and then the date got switched, and the album track list was changed. So there was some sort of something. Maybe Sabrina's team decided they didn't want to be on it. I don't know. Something bad happened, because then she released Skin and Because I Liked a Boy and all this other stuff, and that's the 2021 love triangle explanation, but that's beside the point of this video. Anyway, there is drama with him in the 2021 love triangle, which if you don't already know, just look up a video on it. There's so many. I'm not doing that. That's not the video I want to make. That's where we kind of start with that drama of like the other side of Twitter. So Olivia and Sabrina are obviously way more famous than Josh is, even at that moment, because Josh was really only in High School Musical series. He did a couple reoccurring, I think, on Stuck in the Middle. It was either guest or reoccurring. He did a couple, and then he did a Grey's Anatomy episode and like a bunch of other really, really random stuff. However, his main thing was High School Musical series and music. Him and his label decided to release Crisis, Secret, and Set Me Free. Those songs are so good, first of all. He wanted to release Secret and Set Me Free, but his label said that he had to release one basically about the drama, so he released Crisis. He absolutely hates that song. He's never played it live, and he continues to not have played it live because he does really hate that song, and the only reason it's on there is due to the fact his label required him to do it, and they sat him in a room and forced him to write during all the drama, which basically drove him to have to be hospitalized from septic shock. Anyways, that's kind of the start of where you kind of realize, okay, Warner's actually kind of a problem here. And then he also was supposed to have a podcast with Mark St. Cyr from High School Musical the series, who plays Mr. Mazzara, but that ended up not having happened. And then he kind of pulled himself back up from the Sabrina mess with Crisis. It was actually a pretty secret hit song. And then he did Doppelganger. And then he released Sad Songs in a Hotel Room, which is my favorite EP of Josh's. But, however, before all that music stuff, before Lifeline, after he was hospitalized, during the filming of season 3, he had a tour scheduled, and then they ended up not being able to have that tour because of the schedule for High School Musical series. So that first Joshua Bassett, the tour, ended up getting canceled and getting renamed about 6 months later, and rebooked early 2023. May 16th, 2022, and then we ended up having to wait a whole year, basically, until we actually got the tour that we were supposed to have. But he did keep everything on the set list. And anytime somebody had a sign that said, "Play Sweet Love," he would play it, which he did in one of my Chicago shows. So that is something that you kind of need to remember for the discussion on the Golden Years tour, because he's already canceled a tour. So if he does not have to, he is not going to cancel another tour. He would have canceled more tours than he'd have done. So for this, he's either going to have to downgrade or do the tour. Sometime before the Complicated tour, he switched teams and he kind of worked with some questionable people, but it was just some political drama between him and his team, but I don't really want to talk about that or really care. After Complicated was over, he kind of was slowly turning to Christianity, which before he had openly said, like, he does not believe in God, like, he believes in signs. Obviously, like, his fans are gonna a little bit be like, oh, we're just switching to Christianity now, because Christianity also has some things that people kind of perceive Christianity as a Christian. That's just not true. Anyways, that's just not the point. So he did Sammy Sundays, which was also ridiculous. People hate him for Sammy Sundays because he's giving essentials, which sometimes include Bibles. I'm so sorry. He would like you to have a good spiritual soul as well. After that, he kind of released this song called Just Love, which was basically people perceived it as a churchy song. I don't think it's a churchy song. You can go listen to it and tell me yourself in the comments if you think that Just Love is a churchy song. So after Just Love, he disappeared for a very long time, from September of 2022 to May 2024, and that's when he started releasing and kind of teasing the Golden Years, which was originally just a song, and then we found out the day that the Golden Years released, the album was coming. And then he kind of teased tour for a little bit, like we knew tour was coming. And once tour did come, we assumed, first of all, that there wouldn't be as many dates, because here's the thing. The last tour, he did not fully sell out entirely. He was not playing to completely full crowds like Taylor Swift is. He was playing to, like, the House of Blues, which has 1,800 people, and that was a max. I think, like, the highest venue capacity he did last tour was maybe 2,000. This tour, he has upgraded these venues to 6,000 people. Considering he has lost fans over the Christianity debacle and over Olivia and over all of this other stuff, he should not be playing 6,000 people venues, and I don't know who decided that was a good idea. In my opinion, it was either his team said you have to pay 6,000 person venues and look like a idiot, or you cannot play at all, or they said you have to play and you have to play 6,000 person venues or we're dropping you. But my thing is, I feel like he would want to get out of the contract, so I think he wanted to play the venues, but he does not want to play the empty crowds, but they're trying to make him look stupid. That's just my opinion on it. If you have a different opinion, let me know. I'm actually really interested, because it's very wild to me that they thought Joshua Bassett could sell out 6,000 person venues in, like, 50 different cities in August, right when school starts. That's the other thing. So the timing of the tour is wild. So Golden Years comes out on the 26th. The first show is on the 30th in Phoenix. It's July, at the end of July, and it goes through August, and then September's in Europe. That's when people start school. So all of Josh's fans are not old enough to be, like, out of school. But anyways, also another thing about the actual physical tour, he's not doing meet and greet, which I think could also be, if you kind of believe the theory that he was forced to do this tour, it would make sense that he doesn't do meet and greet, because he could have said, well, I'll do the tour, but I just really don't want to do meet and greet. It's too mentally straining, which he could have said anyways. However, the VIP is very expensive, so I paid for it twice. The VIP just gives you early access to the pit, and originally they had these pits be VIP and just VIP, and then slowly they started adding that general admission to the pit because they are running out. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up staying with these same venues, if they decide that they are going to lower the prices significantly for anything else and just have, like, the 10 VIP people. I actually kind of would prefer that, because I want to see Josh in the front barricade, but we'll just see. Back to these huge venues that we were doing. He did similar ones that he did for last tour for Europe, and those are selling good. But if you go onto Ticketmaster right now and open Irving, Texas, the fact that I can go buy VIP for Irving, Texas on general sale is actually kind of ridiculous. Like, I am just baffled by that. But you kind of go in, like, a system, well, clubs, little theaters, amphitheaters, and regular theaters, and then arenas, and then stadiums. Those are, like, all the reasons why he's not selling out. I think that there's just so many reasons. He's hated is obviously a big one, but I don't like the narrative that he does have no fans, but I just don't like the narrative that he's so awful he can't sell out any of his venues. It just makes him look really bad. And I want to explain that it's not fully him. It is partially his team, whoever decided to do these massive venues. He could have sold out those 1,000 person venues, I think. Now, he has gone down in monthly listeners from before Complicated. So I don't know if he could still completely sell those out, but at least he could sell out the VIP for those venues. It's kind of ridiculous that you can buy VIP for any any show you want right now. Anyways, the moral of the story is I think you should go buy Joshua Bassett tickets. I'm going to 4 shows. I'm going to Raleigh, Charlotte, Baltimore, and Philadelphia, and I'm just really actually pretty happy about it. So if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more, because this is actually very fun and cathartic for me to just sit here and talk to you guys about Joshua Bassett for 20 minutes. So thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay, bye!